I got married. Married people, where are you? Some of you? Some of you are excited. Some of you are like, Saturday. I don't know. I got married. I married into debt. That was a good decision. $50,000. That's what she owes. It's all in student loans too. $50,000 for an education. And every time I think about that number, $50,000 for an education. And I just look at her head. And I think, really? Because sometimes you still misspell your. Were you skipping days? What am I paying for? I don't know, being married is fun. We have a lot of fun with it. She called me homophobic the other day. Evelyn, my wife, called me homophobic, and this is why. Every once in a while we play what we call as Even Stevens, where we take turns rubbing each other's back, and she was rubbing my back and moving lower and lower on my back, and my butt cheeks clenched. And she goes, "Oh, you're homophobic, look at that!" And I don't think that's homophobic, that's just good housekeeping, really. I don't know what the hell she's doing back there. That's like a sketchy person walking by your car and you hit the door lock. Probably nothing's gonna happen, but why take that chance? You do a lot of weird things when you're married. This happened a few months ago, and to this day, I don't know why I did this. To this day, I do not understand what was going on in my head. She was laying right in front of the couch on the ground, and I just came up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick her up by the ankles. I don't know why I did it, but I just reached out and grabbed her and went, "Huh," and I heard her back go. I was like, oh God, I just killed her. She's dead. How am I gonna explain this? I don't know. She started to get up. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And she goes, that was awesome. And so, then the next day, she got home and she's like, hey Nick, if I lay down here, will you lift me up? Crack my back again? I was like, hell yeah, I will. And she laid down, and this time I'm all cocky about it. I grab her, I'm like, are you ready for this? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready. And I go, what did you eat? I look down, I'm standing on her hair. There's nothing I could do, and she couldn't speak. She was just, I laid there. I was like, I killed her again. She got up and she's like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. I don't know. We've been married for 3.5 years now. We're talking about maybe trying to have a baby. Trying to have a baby. It's a weird thing for me to think about, trying to have a baby. I'm still pretty young. My whole life's been based around trying not to have a baby. Now I gotta switch something. I don't know if I have to change something that I do, like spin her the other direction. I don't know. And to me, trying to have a baby is kind of like trying to hit a blind golf shot. It's kind of like, well, we'll see. I don't know, I sent it off in the right direction. I have no idea. It looked good, it felt good. Hopefully it didn't get caught up in the rough. Come on, late night, what's happening? Tried other things to spice up the love life. We got into role playing. Have you guys done that yet? It's not a no. We tried it. She wanted me to do it. I was like, I love you, dear. Sure. She wanted me to pretend like I was a fireman, and I wanted her to pretend like she wanted to have sex. That's pretty much all we need. You pretend like you're into it. That's hot. We will have sex with you. Welcome back, hairband. They really do have great hair, don't they? Except for the drummer. That poor. It was great back in the day. You know, in the 80s. I don't know. We've used to have money, and then I had to buy her a diamond. That's a dirty game. The diamond business is a dirty game. Guys, we have no idea what we're doing. We only know that you want one. That's I just showed up at the place. I was like, I need one. And that's the first thing they said to me. They said, sir, first of all, let me assure you, none of these here are blood diamonds. I was like, oh, yeah. Would that make them cheaper? I don't care how they got here. I can wash the blood off a diamond. That's really not a problem. And I don't know, then I was looking at them, and I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, why is that one so much more expensive than that one? They look the same. And they're like, oh, well, you got to look at it under a microscope. That's how you can tell the quality. I'm like, this is ridiculous that I'm spending all this money on something we're gauging on a microscopic level. Like, we don't do that anywhere else in the world. There's no dudes with tiny peckers like, no, you got to look at it under a microscope. Then you finally get the diamond. Now you gotta do the most pathetic thing that a man will ever have to do in his life. Propose. Right? It's been romanticized on television and in the movies, but it's a pathetic moment in the life of, like, this is the woman you love, and yet you're cowering down on one knee, just presenting it like a peasant at the high court. Here's a few $1,000s. Is that enough to love me? They just get to stand above you judging it. Did you talk to my dad? We're married for 3.5 years now. My wife says we're best friends. Sweet, right? She calls, and that's fine, but my best friend is Neil. It's weird, but you hear that all the time. Like, this is my best friend. I married my best friend. Like, I don't think we're friends. Shouldn't my best friend agree with me once in a while? Right? We don't play catch together. We don't play Nintendo. Best friend, really? Were we best friends when you said I couldn't have a stripper at my bachelor party? Were we? Because all my friends wanted one, but not my best friend. I'll leave you with this last joke. The wife and I, we watch a lot of television together. That's how we bond now. We have opposite schedules, so we watch TV together. And TV started to get me in trouble, you guys. I don't know if you guys have any of the same situations. Like, anytime a guy on TV cheats on the girl, she's always, like, looking at me, checking for a reaction, like, do you have something you'd like to say? About what's that? Like, anytime we watch Mad Men, I gotta do a preemptive strike, like, every 15 minutes, just, Don Draper, get it together, would ya? When is enough enough? I forget what we were watching the other day, but the guy on TV turns to the girl in the scene and he goes, well, I don't know if you know this, but all guys want threesomes. Yeah, that's what he said on the TV. My wife's watching this with me and I just feel her head turn. I just bore a hole. I turned, I was like, what? And she goes, do you? Do you want a threesome? And I knew this wasn't like an invitation or anything. But I also knew I couldn't say no. The guy on TV just said all guys. What, am I not a guy? I thought faster than I've ever thought in my entire life. This is exactly what I said to her right there. When she goes, do you want a threesome? I go, if I could have two of you. Yeah. Right? I was so proud of myself. I was doing a little dance inside my head. And then in the next moment, I remembered her twin sister. That's my time, guys. Thank you very much. My name's Nick Hoff. Happy birthday!
Give it on for Nick Hoff. everybody. Cody, Rick, leaving down this comic crew all the time. We hope you had as much fun as we did. See you next week. Good night, everybody.